All right, got a little delay in the crane. All right, there we go. Again, this is the hoist up and down. This is the trolley back and forth. So I'm overshooting my mark a little bit, so I'm just kind of putting the brakes on the crane and kind of taking it forward a little bit to land it inside the thing. So I stop my hoist down because I'm going to hit the bomb cart. Then I'll just trolley over. As soon as I see my marks good, I'll lower right down into the bomb cart. Boom, there we go. We got that. Unlock, pick it up. I see no trucks in line down there, so I'm going to go back, grab our other can, and just bring it back to the stringer piece there. Okay, didn't sit down perfect there. All right, there we go, locking it up. And you can see I'll click the buttons a few times and it's just, the crane, as soon as I click it, it doesn't snap. So I just keep smashing it until I hear it lock. And it's just because there's little slight delays. So sometimes a double command makes it react a little faster. So with that being said, we're just waiting for another truck to come up. And like I said, guys, usually what I do is I stretch out, get out of my seat, stretch out a little bit. Again, this is our trolley stick here. This is our hoist up and down. And then this also gantries back and forth. So whenever I gantry left or right and then go back out to hoist up and down, sometimes there's a little delay in this stick. If you're a crane operator and you're new and you go to trolley and then you go to hoist and it's not working and you can't figure anything out and you've tried to go back and forth, wiggle your sticks. Wiggle them like that. That kind of puts everything back in neutral. And then try your hoist and it'll probably work for you. So those are just little tips and tricks to learn while you're up there driving a crane. Again, we're still waiting on some traffic, so I'll see if I can answer any questions for you guys here. Let's see here. Local 500 says hello from Vancouver. Rose, welcome. That's awesome, man. Thank you for coming in, watching, and thank you for replying, man. I appreciate that. Salt, how do you become an AX? I'm not sure what an AX is, but if you mean a crane driver, go to pmanet.org. That'll tell you about the casual process. And like I said, it's going to take you, once you become a longshoreman, it's going to take you about 10 to 11 years to even get to training to be a crane driver. So that's how long it took me, about 11 years, and then I got to be able to be trained to be a crane driver. What's your name, Daddy? D's. Cranedaddy is what they call me. Chaos Leader 001 on Twitch. If you're looking to find me on Twitch, it's Chaos Leader 001. And Hapa, this is Local 13. This is the ports of LA, Long Beach, in Southern California. We're the third largest port in the world. You ever dropped a container? No, I've never knocked a container over and I've never dropped a container, but I have seen them knocked over and I have seen them damaged. I have seen a beam fall off the crane and crash into the ship. I have seen a lid crash off of a crane and fall onto the deck of the dock, which sounded like a nuclear bomb going off. It was crazy. But there we go. Tail, let's go, Cranedaddy. All right, man. Kev, follow the host. Thank you, Kev, for that. Trav, where is this? Again, we're in Southern California, the ports of LA, Long Beach. Good morning from Scotland. Scotland, I love it, man. What's happening out there in Scotland, Karen? Brock's broke. Brock is broke. 48. I'm a top pick operator and instructor. Awesome, dude. Where are you an instructor at? Where do you work at?
Okay, really good.
Top pick's another major piece of equipment that is just absolutely fun to drive and another very important part of the operation down here on the waterfront. So she just told me we have another another customer, so we'll deliver another one. I'll show you guys a few more shots of this right here, but staring at me driving has got to be boring as hell. Not to mention, it's like I'm not going to be able to pick my nose or scratch my butt while you guys are watching me. And believe me, I do a lot of that. Okay, again, I see no trucks out here in line coming down. Again, there could be a problem out in the yard. I know it's not because of traffic. So it could be they're having a problem with the top handler, or they're just coming from a very, very far part of the yard that's a long ways away. So I don't know if you can see the crane shaking like it's shaking right now. That's another part that kind of hurts your neck and your back when it starts bouncing. It really does like a diving board effect when we're at the end of the boom. So when we're traveling out there and we go to grab a heavy load, it just starts bouncing like this. And it just really plays a toll on your neck and your lower back and your sciatica. So again, I've got a little delay, so I'm just waiting for the crane to pick up. There it goes. And the only reason why it had a delay is it just because it sat here in neutral right now. So if I go to pick this up right now, it doesn't move. It takes about 2 or 3 seconds. That's why sometimes you'll see me drive, I'll have the stick cracked. So it's back a little bit, but it's not engaged. The reason why I do that is because it's letting the computer know, do not put it in neutral. That way, if I keep it cracked, it's still kind of like it's in gear. So when I do go back, it's gonna take off and respond immediately. So that's why sometimes you'll see me drive where the sticks are kind of cracked and my hands are still on the levers. So we got a customer out there now. Take this back, drop it on them. So again, I'm coasting back, I'm hoisting down, I'm letting go of my trolley because I'm coasting into my position. I'm almost dead on my mark right now. So I gotta coast forward just a little bit. I'm letting off, missed the mark just a little bit, but just bam, right into the hole there. Not a great move, but not a bad move either. So again, we got no traffic. All right, I'll hold up halfway. It looks like we're going to be slow for a little bit. So I'm letting her know I'm going to hold up halfway so she doesn't have to keep hollering on the radio. The less talk on the radio, the better it is for the driver. And it's only because unnecessary talking on the radio might be at the very point where I'm picking something up or setting something down and I need to hear if it's landed or if it's snagged up on something. Or maybe there's a problem and there's a boss there and he needs to tell me something right away in an emergency. That's why there's only 2 people on this radio, me and my signal and my boss, so 3 of us. But the UTRs are on a total different channel so that they're not talking during the operation. Then there's just going to be too much chatter on the channel, which will make it dangerous. So again, I tried to lock up. I couldn't get a lock light there. I'm going to pick up from the can. I'm going to drop it back down again. I have my landing light. And boom, there's my lock light right there. So I'll pick this can up. And then we're just going to wait for a car to come up, a truck. So we're just waiting on traffic. We had a good little operation in the beginning, but everything slowed down. NCCO, easy to get. Year steel gantry operator here. Nice, man. Thank you, Vince, for coming in, man. Bad, this is LA, Long Beach Port, California, Southern California. Let's see. How much do you make? Everybody always asks me that. I make a lot. Local 19 here. Welcome, Local 19. The pay it's good pay. Go to pmanet.org and you can see the different pay scales, and the pay varies from what job you have and how much you want to work. You got to remember, as a longshoreman, you're in this union, you need like 1,300 hours every year to qualify for medical, to qualify for vacation, pension, benefits, but it doesn't mean you have to work 1,300 hours. If you want to be a longshoreman and work 1 day a week for the rest of your life, you can do that. You're not going to get your benefits, but you'll still be a longshoreman. You can work 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week. It just depends on what you want to do. I'm just looking at my load here, getting my crane lined up. The ship's moving a little bit.
Okay, we have a customer.
And it could be the tide that's coming in. These ships will go up 4 feet, 5 feet, down or up because of the tide. Sometimes when we had our smaller cranes and these big super ships were coming in over here, we actually would have to wait for the tide to go down. We'd actually have to wait for the tide to go down because our cranes were not high enough to get over the cans, which was pretty insane. And that's why they ordered all these new super cranes, because all these new super ships were coming in here. So it was pretty insane about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, before we got all these new cranes. And again, these ships were so big that our cranes were not big enough to go all the way out to 20 cans wide. Our other cranes, those GTA 5 cranes, they're only good enough to go about 16 cans wide. So literally, when these ships first started coming into our dock, we would work the first half, and then the tugboats would have to come in and turn the ship around so we could empty off the second half. It was insane. I know it was costing the company a ton of money to have the tugs come in, linesmen, turn the ship around, and then work the second half of it. And now they don't do that no more, because we've got about 8 brand new super cranes that can reach out to about 24 cans wide. Which tells me the ships are probably going to get even bigger. It's hard enough now to see down to the dock to land a can, especially when you're landing these things on chassis, because it's just a little tiny pin that goes into those holes, and you got to land that can smack on that thing from 165 feet in the air. It's not easy. Okay, the cranes come from China. Yes, these cranes are from China. They do make some in Ireland. I was in Ireland. I believe it was Lieberman. I just happened to be driving by and I saw this Lieberman company on the north half of Ireland, and they were building Lieberman cranes. I was like, oh, I didn't know they built them in Ireland. This is Local 13, Southern California, ports of LA, Long Beach. Thank you guys for coming in. WBCT, Everport, Houston. Yeah, all those are all out here. Local 13 here. Welcome, Local 13. Who is that? Who is that? Leon, welcome, brother. Welcome, brother. Come see me over at Phoenix if you're ever over here, bro. Yes, I'm working right now. I drive a lift truck in Canada for Intermodal. Welcome, user. Awesome, and that's awesome. Welcome from Manchester, UK. Cavs, hello, man. Man, you're out there. 706, welcome, brothers. Welcome. This is ILWU Local 13. ILW Local 13, International Longshoremen's Warehouse Union. Thank you for the heart there, Amanda. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome, man. Hello from Newcastle, England. Awesome, man. I can't wait to go out there and visit your guys' ports. Local 550, wonderful. What do you do? What did that say? What do you do in the 11 years training? So during your time as a longshoreman, I'm doing that stuff on the dock down there. I'm doing swing jobs. I'm driving trucks. I'm driving forklifts. I'm driving top handlers. Sometimes I'm a ship boss. Sometimes I'm a hatch boss, a foreman. A boss is basically a foreman. We pick those jobs up as well. That's what's fantastic about being a longshoreman. You do everything. Everything you see out here, everything I show you on a phone out here on this waterfront is all done by longshoremen. And we're all entitled to take any one of those jobs. That's why it's never boring out here. If I get boring being a crane driver, I can go back to truck driving. I can go back to being a boss. I can be a computer clerk and just do numbers and help with cargo and loading and where they go in the spots and stuff like that. I can do lashing, where you're lashing down the cans or the automobiles. I can drive autos off a ship. There's just so much dynamic out here, so many different things to do. That's what keeps it so interesting and just a wonderful job. It makes it wonderful out here. So I'm really blessed. I'm really lucky to have this, and I'm really blessed and glad to share it with you guys and show you what it's all about, show you what we do, show you what it takes to get in, and just show you my experience and explain what it is for me and what it means to me. Trav, welcome, Trav, for jumping in from Alaska. Wow, welcome from Alaska, man. Who is that? Polly, welcome from Alaska. Boy, it's cold out there. I'm not even going to bitch to you about how cold it is over here in California. Can you describe your joysticks? Absolutely. So, again, these are the joysticks here. And basically, this is the hoist to raise down, raise up, and then to gantry my cane left and right. That's this one stick. Then I have my lock button, unlock, slow down button. And then on this side, this is my trolley to move the crane forward and backwards. That's basically all this thing does. Forwards and backwards. And then these are my...
Okay, we have a customer.
Those are my flippers right there. So we got another customer. I'm going to deliver another truck right now. And again, it's getting your mark right here. It's like a new run again. So it's just finding our little sweet spot again, which isn't going to be as easy. Sorry about that, driver. Okay, so what had happened here is I set it on top of the rim of the bomb cart like we have before, but this time it sat a little heavier on the bomb cart and kind of slipped into the bomb cart. So when that happens, it kind of shakes the driver a little bit. This wasn't too bad the way I hit, but I like to tell my drivers sorry every time I move those guys. I like to let those guys know that I'm looking out for their safety, that I do not want to shake those guys up in there. And if I am shaking you up, let me know, because I'll go slower and I'll go easier on your truck. So that's I always say sorry when I shake somebody up. The whole point of driving is to be a good, efficient driver and to make sure all of your drivers go home without saying their back hurts. So again, we have no truck out there. It's just really slow. I'm going to get up out of my seat right now just to see if I see any traffic coming. And I do not see any traffic coming. So now this is the slow part of the operation. This is the part I hate. I love to be busy, guys. That's just me. I do not like breaks in the action. And the only reason why I don't mind it now is because ever since I've been doing this TikTok, I get a chance to talk and mingle with you guys, and then get some questions. And you guys asked some great questions. What's the website? pmanet.org. pmanet.org. Solomon, thank you for that, man. Thank you for the roses, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you guys out there, believe me. And remember, guys, if you guys can hit that like button for me, it doesn't cost you anything, and that helps bring the algorithm up to bring more people to come check out the site and see us drive. Zay, thank you for that. RX, thank you for the roses, man. Thank you. Zay, thank you for the lightning bolt, man. You're awesome. You guys are awesome, man. I've just been enjoying this interaction with you guys. I'm enjoying the questions. I love making the videos for you guys. I have a couple I'm going to post tomorrow about the pee bags, about getting out of the crane and taking the stairs to get out of the crane or get up into the crane. I made a video of that, and yes, I was gassed. I was so tired walking up these stairs, and my legs are burning, man. So I do that for you guys, though. So again, if you guys have any questions, or is there something else you want to see out here on the waterfront, let me know, and I'll see what I can do about making a video for you guys. And again, I just want to tell you guys, I appreciate you guys so much for coming in here, smashing the like buttons for me. Again, we're over 50,000 followers now. We're still growing. I'm excited for the growth. I'm excited for the future of where we're going to go. And again, we do a lot of other things. I'm doing a lot of other things. I'm just going to show you guys my life. I'm going to show you guys what I do in my spare time, what I do for fun, when I'm out hanging with my grandkids.
Okay, we have a customer.
When I'm going out shooting, doing jiu-jitsu, kayaking, flying, all that stuff. I'm just going to share you guys what I do. And hopefully we can separate some different platforms for people who like to watch the cranes, from people who like to talk about Tesla, to people who like to kayak, and to people who like to fly. So, or maybe you're like me and you like to do it all, man. I like to try and do everything. Again, I'm a big time motorcycle rider. So if any of you guys ride bikes, I don't care what kind of bike it is. I drive a Harley. I used to have a crotch rocket. I'm a little too old for that now. My knees aren't as good. But next month is the Laughlin, Nevada River Run. I will be out there for that. So if you guys want to come out, hang out, let me know. Hit me up. I'll be glad to meet you guys and hang out for a little bit out there. I'll be out there with my riding crew. It's going to be a shitload of people, but just a great event out there. Laughlin, Nevada, the River Run, just a great run. So if you guys want to come out there, hang out and see Cranedaddy, come on out there. I'll have some hats and shirts I'll be handing out too, so I'll give those out to you guys. And again, sorry about that, just concentrating. When I go quiet on you guys, man, it's just because I'm listening and something's happening with the crane, and I just want to make sure I don't miss it. So I apologize if I start talking and then all of a sudden I just magically cut out. It's only because I'm concentrating on what's going on. I'm about to bring a can down here to the dock right now. Again, guys, we're at the port of LA Long Beach. I'm on Terminal Island. I'm steady for a company called Phoenix Marine, which used to be called APL, which was bought by CMA CGM, and CMA still owns APL. They own Phoenix. They're all one company, but they're sister companies. I don't know how all that works. I'm not that smart in business with that aspect. Okay, we're starting to get some traffic now, so we should get on a little roll here. So I'm going to throw you guys back down to the glass so you can get a little view of what we're doing here. If you guys do like this view as well, let me know and we can do some shots where I can kind of look at you and talk to you. But for right now, I'll set you back down on the glass and let you guys see a little bit of the action again.